This is my go-to meal when I'm tired, but I still want something really good. So I decided to make coconut rice and chicken wings for dinner. The first thing I did was prep my pepper mix. I used red bell peppers, scotch bonnets, and white onions. I like white onions because they're a bit sweeter. And I don't blend it too smooth. I like a bit of texture in my rice. I also love to add dry fish in my coconut rice, so I soak them in hot water to soften it and clean it properly. Next, I wash my basmati rice and set it aside. I love using basmati because it stays nice and fluffy. In a pan, I went in with some vegetable oil. I would usually use coconut oil, but this works just fine. Then I added my chopped onions and tomato paste. I let that fry properly. I don't like that tangy taste at all. Then I added my blended pepper mix and started seasoning. And somewhere in the middle of all this, I just started thinking about my siblings. They are back in school and they don't always get to make meals like this for themselves. So I decided to send them some money using ToyoPay so they could get something nice too. Honestly, it's very quick and easy to use, and they receive the money almost instantly, which makes it so convenient. Then I went back to the rice. I added the dry catfish, crayfish, gave that a good mix. Then I added my washed rice and let that fry for a bit. I like doing this because it adds more flavor before adding the liquid. After that, I went in with the coconut milk, some meat stock, and a bit of hot water. With basmati rice, you don't want to add too much water because it gets soft on time. I covered it up using my foil paper. This will help trap the steam. While that was going, I worked on the chicken wings. I was going for a suya style, so I added some oil, suya spice, and chicken seasoning. Then I went ahead to put that in the air fryer. If you're wondering what suya spice is, it's a Nigerian spice mix made with things like ground peanuts and spices. If I was to describe it, I would say it's smoky, it's nutty, and it's slightly spicy. I checked on the rice and gave it a good mix, and in no time it was ready. The wings were also ready, so I plated everything up. I also made some fresh juice earlier, so I added that on the side, and honestly, this was such a good dinner. That's it, guys. Bye.